And Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has met with traders in Imo State. He's promising massive economic development in that state. He says Nigerians should hold him responsible if he fails to deliver democratic dividends to them.
Let me start by a of this warm reception.
The chairman of the APC is 75. That of the PDP is 72, but ours is 52. When you look at those contesting with me, we are three front runners. And all of them are older than me by at least 15 years.
Well, joining us now is Arise Director of News and Politics Editor Sumner Sambo. Thank you so much, Sumner, as we count down to the elections. 9 days to go. Campaigns are heating up. I think we should begin with the last, in no particular order. Peter Obi in Imo State. And I want to ask you generally, as we count down to the end of these campaigns, have you heard anything that sets them apart from what we've seen in previous election cycles? Politicians speaking to issues. I know it's 150 days thereabouts, according to the Electoral Act 2022, but has it really made the difference of the message politicians are selling to Nigerians?
Thank you, Adeswa. I'd like to start by saying that we must continue to thank the likes of Peter Obi and Kwankwanso for bringing some sort of oxygen into the 2023 electoral cycle, because if not, we would have been left with just the two dominant parties to actually make us begin to consider doing either A or B. But this time around, we have several options. The other smaller political parties, or fringe parties, as I like to call them, haven't really given us so much hope until, you know, we saw these dynamics, happening after the primaries, where Peter Obi and Kwankwanso had to actually, leave these other parties. And Peter Obi himself, specifically, has brought a lot of oxygen to this presidential campaign in terms of the sort of messaging for the election. The only problem, the only challenge I have with him is that he's been caught up in the web of repetitive rhetoric. Repetitive rhetoric in the sense that he comes around to say, look, we're going to move from consumption to production. When you get to certain political circles, people expect some certain political messages that will make it look like you understand.
That is peculiar to that state, or that area or region.
I could remember once when when I accompanied him around the country then, when he was seeking the PDP ticket then under the primaries, and I sort of wonder what sort of strategy he was using by repeating it. But of course, at some point when I asked him, he said it was meant for him to educate Nigerians on the state of their country, so that they see the country and so that they don't lose the messaging. But sometimes we get to certain places where there are unique political challenges, economic challenges of those communities, and they want you to speak with it, to speak to it, but they don't hear you saying anything about it. You resume it's not, we should move away from consumption to production. So sometimes the actual intent of what the electorate expects from you is lost there. But I can tell you, like I said, he has brought a lot of energy. I can remember once when we went to the FCT delegate of then the PDP, and they expected him to talk about some of their struggles in Abuja here, talking about looking for state status, how do they have more senatorial districts, more House of Rep districts, and then, of course, the relationship between indigenous people and then residents of the Federal Capital Territory. But, he still kept, talking about this. Yes, it has its own ways of promoting a good discourse, but sometimes you may lose some people who just think that you are only just regurgitating what your strategists have told you.
That cannot be said to be a minus, because even the NNPP presidential candidate, Kwankwanso, is full of telling Nigerians that the key to unlocking the socio-political and economic problems of this country is education.
Oh, okay, yes, but you can see the same Peter will be changing his rhetoric in this particular event. I was actually trying to come to that. You can see that he's beginning to understand the political strategies, because your strategies are not counting on you for those kind of talks. They hit you hard. Most times you see them hitting hard at Peter Obi, saying he's this, he's that, and all of that. But you can see that he's coming into the political message now. People want him to also talk about the deficiencies in his opponents. And he's saying it. They are older than me. They don't understand the country than me. If you give me the opportunity to govern this country, I'll run it better and all of that. And he's speaking with traders, telling them that, look, I can bring more electricity to you in this market and it will make things better. I can give you more access to loans, it will make things better.
That's
you
what
see, it is unique.
Yeah.
It is unique to them. They are merchants. It flows directly with them. But when you go to another political setting where people expect you to speak political message and you don't, put the message in very well, there's a challenge. When you come to other candidates, like you talk of Atiku Abubakar too, he's been falling into that trap of not wanting to hit back at the federal government, the APC-led federal government, maybe because he's thinking that if he hits hard at President Muhammadu Buhari, it may affect his own chances.
But he doesn't want to be misquoted. But he issued a statement today.
Yes, but you can see that as we're getting close to the election, the real rhetoric is coming out, because these people want to win votes. And the APC presidential candidate was in Ibadan. And you can see that, unlike him before, that used to hit hard at others, he has become so gentle. He was warmly received by Seyi Makinde, maybe because he felt he was at home. And of course, you could see him singing the Yoruba anthem in Oyo State today and all of that. I mean, it was a very good one.
Let's quickly come to this issue now, which is being on the top burner, or it has resurfaced actually. We're talking about the G5 and the breakaways now. Makinde, some political analysts are saying he's going back to his roots with Tinubu, with the visitation.
Our local.
Our local. Then let's look at Otom. Otom is come out boldly to say it is Peter Obi, and Wike is still saying, still spitting fire. He has foreclosed any form of reconciliation. Do they still have integrity? Are they still cohesive? When Makinde, is joining Awalokon and Otom is Obi.
Well, I think the integrity group has lost its integrity, if I may start from that. Because now they are divided, actually. The two top presidential contenders, Atiku Abubakar and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, have divided them. You see, Seyi Makinde and
Tinubu
is with Tinubu, and then you can see Wike is with Tinubu. That's two. And then you can see Okeze Ikpeazu, and then of course they seem a little bit more closer to Atiku. And then you see that Otom has come out to say that he is with the Labour Party presidential candidate. This is good. It has provided an opportunity for us to be able to see that this group of people actually lacked strategy that will take them to their final destination. And this has shown how divided this election is at the moment. And I'm surprised that it's Otom that had to eventually stand with Peter Obi and not these other guys, especially from Peter Obi's geopolitical zone, Ugwanyi or Ikpeazu. So what does this tell us? That this election that we are going into, we have to be careful. Those who are looking at it from the lenses of ethnicity may be surprised. Like I said in previous one, it goes beyond that. Religion is going to play a key factor in the final determination of all of this. And then, of course, the political strategy that will play a key role is the candidate that has the mileage to get the widespread votes, because you must get the widespread votes and get the popular votes. Now, if you get the popular votes and you don't get the widespread votes, there is no how you can constitutionally be declared president of Nigeria. Those two must go side by side. Or else, if we don't have any candidate that has both, then we may be going into a runoff. But as I said yesterday, that possibility doesn't seem to be coming to the fore now. The strategies of all these campaigns are coasting home in their decision-making right now.
They are becoming clearer.
Yes, they are becoming clearer. What I can say is that some of the strategies, political strategies and the campaign strategies may have gotten it wrong by underestimating other candidates.
Absolutely.
So what they need to do is that they quickly seek some form of, home stretch alliance, or else it may be difficult for them.
Maybe we shouldn't even preempt one of the political parties. The only party with the female presidential candidate, they are going to join, align with the PDP.
Well, they have denied it. I mean, the presidential candidate of the party, she's also going to be holding a press conference in her home state where she will be denying that. And we've seen a statement being issued by the party saying that, look, there's nothing like that. But I can tell you that by next week, we are definitely going to see some alliances, alignment and realignment, because they only have a few days left.
That's going to be a very big blow to, the women in Nigeria here. The only presidential candidate.
Well, for now,
we have a long way to go, Chris. Then, but
you folks have a long way to go.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right.
It's able to me on the spot there. We'll have to discuss the implications of all of this for the political parties, especially the G5 and the PDP.
Yeah.
Perhaps tomorrow. Thank you so much. Sumner Sambo is our politics editor and director of news here on Arise.